Big breaking news this morning! Martin Zubimendi to Arsenal has been given the here we go treatment by Fabrizio Romano. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be centered around the big breaking news that Martin Zubimendi to Arsenal has been given the here we go treatment by Fabrizio Romano. It seems as though the current Real Sociedad midfielder isn't going to be staying in Spain for much longer, as he's planning on switching Spain for England. Real Sociedad for Arsenal, as everything seems to be in place for a monumental move ahead of this summer's upcoming transfer window. Arsenal has seemingly made the first biggest splash of the window, and the window isn't even open yet in what is, in my opinion, a fantastic signing and a real statement of intent made by the Gunners. We're going to be talking about this transfer. We're going to be talking Arsenal, Zubimendi and everything else in between. But before we go any further and discussing all of that and much more, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. I also encourage you all to get involved in this story. Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling, your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it on this massive transfer story. Will make for great and interesting reading down below in the comment section. So please do get involved on Martin Zubimendi going to Arsenal this summer. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And without further ado, we're going to get on with the conversation ourselves. We're going to talk Martin Zubimendi to Arsenal this summer. Look, this, in my opinion, is massive. This is monumental. This is also perfectly timed. Perfectly timed. Because we knew of Arsenal's interest in Zubimendi from months prior to this. We knew that even years prior to this, we knew that Arsenal have been having Zubimendi on their radar. And obviously in the winter transfer window, a lot of Arsenal fans were angry and frustrated and left in uproar as to the lack of transfer activity in that particular transfer window. Fast forward a few days after the window slammed shut, there were news stories buzzing around that Arsenal were wanting Martin Zubimendi. They allegedly had some sort of deal lined up in the summer to take him off of Real Sociedad's hands. And that sort of appeased the fan base a little bit. It sort of gave them a glimmer of hope. It sort of gave them a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel sort of scenario. It sort of calmed the fan base down a little bit. It's funny how history repeats itself, because a few months later, Arsenal get knocked out of the Champions League by PSG. It's a failure of a season. There's no success. There's no silverware to show for this season's effort. And yet, more good news drops in the form of Fabrizio Romano stating that Martin Zubimendi to Arsenal is a here we go style transfer. Romano took to social media this morning to state that Arsenal agreed deal to sign Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad. Here we go. Zubimendi has now verbally agreed to sign a long-term deal, so formal steps must follow soon, with Arsenal to trigger €60 million release clause. Zubi ready to become the first signing of the new season. It's incredible news. It's fantastic news for Arsenal. If you're not excited by the prospect of having one of the best midfielders currently in La Liga, currently in Spain, to join your football club, then I don't know what you want. Yes, it is not the striker that you are crying out for right now, but in my opinion, this does show a signal of intent about what to maybe expect from Arsenal going forward. Like I say, look, the timing is perfect for Arsenal. Being knocked out of Champions League, fans in uproar. Drop this news, calms them down a little bit, appeases them, gets them back on board, gets them back intrigued and interested in what may follow in the summer transfer window. Of course, they still have to follow this up with other signings, and we'll get onto that later on in the video. But for right now, this is a very, very, very good signing. And that is a bit of an understatement to say I agree. But this is a fantastic signing. He's a fantastic midfielder. He's a top-class player. And of course, as a Liverpool fan, I've got to keep my thoughts on this 100% consistent, because if you remember, last summer, it seemed like Zubimendi was going to Liverpool for a period of time, until, of course, he performed a U-turn and he wanted to stay with Sociedad. He wanted to stay in Spain. Understandable. Annoyed and frustrated, yes, but at least I could somewhat understand a little bit why he would want to do that. Obviously, fast forward a year later, he seemingly now wants to move away from Spain to Arsenal, so read into that whatever you will. But there's no doubt about it, he's a top-class player. I said it back then, I will still maintain that point of view, that Zubimendi is a top player that I wish Liverpool would have signed, but it is what it is. He is the kind of player that Arsenal have been crying out for as well. This is not just a player that's coming in that's just a name, or a top-class player that is coming in just to kind of boost Arsenal in some sort of way, shape or form. He's the kind of player that Arsenal have been crying out for a long time. A defensive midfielder who is a controller. An absolute controller. He is someone who, in my opinion, can complement what Arsenal already have in that midfield. When you look at the likes of Declan Rice, for example, I think he complements him brilliantly. I think he's technically gifted. He is a player with excellent work rate. He's got a bit of physical presence. It's going to be interesting to see whether that can match up with the intense demand, the intense physicality of the Premier League. But it's not like he's a weakling or anything. It's not like he's made of paper or anything like that. He genuinely has, in my opinion, the complete package that is going to be interesting just to see how it translates and how it works over in a different league. But there's no doubt about it. He is an excellent player. Someone who, like I say, I think can complement what Arsenal have in that midfield. He's, of course, going to be an upgrade on Jorginho, who's going to be leaving Arsenal this summer. Thomas Partey, I know his contract with Arsenal expires at the end of this season. It's going to be interesting to see whether he re-signs or not, or whether or not he's going to be allowed to leave on a free transfer. That's going to be interesting to see. But there's no doubt about it. Zubimendi, in my opinion, perfect addition to that Arsenal squad, perfect addition to that Arsenal midfield, and the perfect pick-me-up to those fans that are annoyed and frustrated as to what a incredible failure this season has been. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier on this week. I did a live stream in the aftermath of Arsenal getting knocked out of the Champions League, and I basically said that, in my opinion, these players are not going to get Mikel Arteta over the line. They need more. I basically said that Arteta is not going to get over the line by himself. He's going to need people behind him that are going to take the power off of him. He allegedly has the power to make the signings, to give the green light on certain signings. He's going to need people that are going to see it from a bit more of an outside perspective. And Andrea Berta, the new sporting director, for me, was that glimmer of hope. He was basically like Obi-Wan Kenobi was Princess Leia's only hope. Andrea Berta was Mikel Arteta's only hope. And Arsenal fans' only hope. And I think this, for me, signals the beginning of a new era at Arsenal. A new change to the process and the project. And I know Arsenal fans won't like me for saying those buzzwords that I'm sure Arsenal fans are sick and tired of hearing. But it is a new era that you're entering into now, it seems. And I know that obviously, Zubimendi was a player that Arsenal have had on their radar for so long, and I 100% get that. But with Real Madrid sniffing around, with Edu now gone, there was always the possibility that maybe you wouldn't have signed this kind of player. And now it seems that it is done and dusted pretty much. And if that is the case, then that could signal a new era in which you are not looking for project players no more. You're not looking for the 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds that may not be perfect for the here and now. They may be a little rough around the edges, but can be bled into the side and be made into something in future years. Maybe now you are looking at the more established players. Maybe you're looking for the more here and now type of players rather than the project ones. And that for me is a step in the right direction. That for me is what you need, because the likes of Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice, Gabriel, Saliba somewhat, they are here for the here and now. And the longer that you maintain a run of years in which you are not winning anything, you are not being successful, there's no silverware to show for your efforts, the more that those players are soon going to turn around and be like, I don't get where we're going anymore. I don't believe in the direction the club is going with. I don't believe in the manager anymore. I need to move on for the good of my career. Otherwise, my career is going to be a failure. So at least this does show a signal of intent. At least this does make a statement going forward, in my personal opinion. Now, of course, this isn't the be-all and end-all. There is still a lot of work to be done. Arsenal still need a prolific striker. That is definitely an area they need to explore this summer. They definitely need, in my opinion, a creative and goal-scoring left winger. They may need a backup to the likes of Bukayo Saka, maybe, unless they are planning on Nwaneri being that backup to Saka himself. Maybe a backup to Jurrien Timber as well in that right-back position. And of course, maybe they just need an upgrade on Martin Odegaard, unless they think that Zubimendi could be a very good addition to Odegaard, and that he is going to be someone who can maybe help the Norwegian rediscover his form of a couple of years ago. But it is a good start to a summer that hasn't even begun yet, a summer transfer window that hasn't even opened yet. This, in my opinion, is a fantastic start, a fantastic player, and a very good signal of intent by Andrea Berta going forward. A lot more work to be done, but already this is a major addition, in my personal opinion, for Arsenal Football Club. And there you have it. Those are just my thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of Martin Zubimendi to Arsenal being given the here we go treatment by Fabrizio Romano? Is this a good move for Arsenal? Is this a good move for Zubimendi? Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling down below in the comment section. Use and abuse that section, people, and talk to me on this. I would love to know what you guys have to say. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video. Thank you all for your continued or brand new support to the channel. It really does mean the world to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Will always be appreciated and never taken for granted. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll speak to you all again very, very soon.